Don Rice of Oak Park Rock. First, I'd like to agree with Mr. Russo. These things I've seen proposed before and never seem to happen. As a result of that, I'm going to go ahead and give my comments about agreeing with the things that both Mr. Garrettson and Mr. Carter had said about combining the Dewey Avenue corridor in one council person. My wife and I live approximately a block off of Dewey Avenue and only 3 blocks from Northgate Shopping Center. The Dewey Avenue corridor has been a focus of much needed activity since it's the center of some of the oldest residences and businesses in the town of Greece, as has been stated before. To that end, as the ward redistricting is soon to be done, based on the recent census, I believe that the interests of the Dewey Avenue corridor would be better handled by one council person rather than a split between 2 as it is now. This could easily be done by having the first ward include all of Dewey Avenue from the city line to the lake. This is on the east side of the town. The other 3 wards could be north, middle, and south on the west side of the town of Greece. The so-called process of gerrymandering that has been motivated by political advantage, I believe, is ethically wrong, whether it's on the national level, state level, or the local level, as I'm talking about here. Redistricting needs to be logical, and in this case, by combining common community, in other words, the Dewey Avenue corridor would be the best and most efficient way for it to be represented for the residents and by the council person. Please give this some serious consideration. I would also say that I stand in the group that says enough is enough. Enough black eyes for Greece. I've been embarrassed by my friends in other towns too much, and that needs to be handled, and I'll wait for the report when it comes out in a month. Thank
you. Yes, my name is Charlie Ennis. I'm a retired senior citizen. I live down on Rumson Road in the town of Greece. Been a resident of the town since 1995. All the remarks I'm making tonight are going to be made as a private citizen. I'm not representing any organization, any group, just my own personal thoughts and feelings. That being said, I would like to read a letter that was published in the Democratic Chronicle on March 9, 2011. Referencing our current supervisor, Mr. John Albert. Another black eye for the town of Greece. The town of Greece has received another black eye in the form of a town supervisor who felt it was acceptable to have an affair with a married woman. John Albert stated in a March 8th story that he thought it was an open marriage. The town of Greece does not need any more distractions at this point. This scandal is very similar to the scandals that removed Eric Massa, Chris Lee, Elliot Spitzer, our former governor, and the former governor of South Carolina, a gentleman by the name of Mark Sanders. The town of Greece is thankful that our police chief, Todd Baxter, felt it was necessary to follow all the leads in the horrific crime that brought these issues of immoral and unethical behavior to light. The police department used excellent tact in its handling of the case. The police felt it was not an issue that needed to be publicized, as it would do more harm than good to an already grieving family. It was an anonymous letter to a radio station that brought this issue to light, written by Michael Sullivan, a resident of the town of Greece. Now, I would like to add to that letter a little bit by saying, I think it's time, Mr. Supervisor, to perhaps move on, and it becomes such a distraction. Right there in your face on the front page of the newspaper every day. Put the community above yourself for once, perhaps in your political career, and go off down the journey or road to life wherever it brings you. sir. That's what I would implore you to do, to make the right move, to resign from office, to leave, and let other people, other leadership, come forward to the community and lead it down a positive road for its citizens and for the community at large. I would implore, I would also beg you to do that. I believe that would be the correct and righteous course of action for you to follow, sir. And I would, like I say, beg you as a private citizen to follow that course of action and to go down that road and to leave us honorably and resign. Because there's a lot of positive work to be done here in the town of Greece, whether it's redistricting efforts, making our parks smoke-free, for example, expanding parks and aid to perhaps our public libraries, to our historical society, a tremendous amount of good work yet to be done, and yet we're saddled with this tremendous distraction. And I think a resignation would be appropriate for the circumstances. Thank you.
Keep in mind, please state the 3-minute time limit. We have our 6:30 p.m. public hearing scheduled. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Rita Garrison. I live at 363 Wildwood Drive. It's most unfortunate that the work of the town of Greece has to suffer from this tremendous distraction that's due to the inappropriate behavior and the irresponsible judgment of our town supervisor. It's most unfortunate that we now have to engage in a costly investigation once again because of his poor judgment. So what I am asking each of you to do is to turn your attention to something that can make a huge difference for the people of Greece, for our neighborhood, and really turn your attention to the issue of redistricting, to do it in such a way that neighborhoods are adequately represented in the way that the voters and the citizens of the town of Greece deserve to be represented. I'm asking you, town council members, to show that elected officials can do what's right, can stand above their own self-interest and think about the people that they are meant to serve, the people that they pledge to serve, and take into consideration what's important to those of us who are the voters when you set the lines for redistricting. In particular, I live in the Dewey Quarter, and I want to see that as a single ward so that it gets the attention that it deserves and that it needs, and that the other districts within Greece are also formed in such a way that people with like concerns are appropriately represented. I ask you to stand up and show us that you can do what's right, to bring back some confidence in our elected officials. Thank you.
My name is Joe Moscato. Jack, I'd just like to change the tone here a little bit. And I'd just like to, I hadn't planned to talk tonight, but I was kind of moved by your opening statement. I'd like to go back in time a little bit and reminisce on how long you and I have been acquainted. I think it's been some 40 years. And it goes back to the days when Ray Dorado, yourself, and Jeff McCann used to meet at Fran's Diner up on Ridge Road. At that time, you were a Democratic legislator. Ray was on the town board as a Democrat, and Jeff McCann was Democratic leader. And we used to sit there and talk about what was wrong with the town. Well, what I'm here tonight to do, or suggest, is that you be the Jack Auberger used to know. Okay? Because I know you're still the same kid. And what I would ask you to do, I'm not going to stand here and ask for your resignation. That's your personal decision. You do what you think is best. What I am going to ask you to do is what you almost did in your opening statement. You just didn't go far. I would like you to see you make a general public apology to all the residents of this town for some of the things that have caused this town some unnecessary negative publicity, going back to the police department scandal and up to and including this unfortunate situation we're faced with now. I've been a resident of this town for 50 years. It's my adopted home. I'm very proud. I was very proud to live this. I served this town for 25 years as a police officer. I would like to see you do the right thing, Jack, and issue that public apology, which is long overdue, and show some humility here and take some responsibility, Jack, because no matter what the situation is, we had a chain of command in the police department. The buck stops with you. You are ultimately responsible for the conduct of every employee as well as yourself. So please, make that more of a broad apology. Your attempt tonight was admirable, but it just didn't go far enough. Thank you.
My name is Eileen Thomas, and I'm here to state my opinion about Mr. Auberger. I think that what he does in his personal time is his business, and for each of you sitting up there and each of you in the audience. I have no problem with him remaining supervisor. I'm sure that there are many people in this room tonight who have either been involved with somebody they shouldn't have been with, or are at this time, or have a family member or a friend, and would you have wanted that person to lose their job? I doubt it. So what he does in his personal life is his business, and I support him, and I hope that he stays in his position. And I don't think you owe anybody an apology.
Hello, my name's Chuck Mel. I live at 43 Bright Island Lane in Greece. I met Mr. Auberger for the first time during the marathon trial as a juror. It was my first opinion after listening to him that I felt that I was ashamed to even live in the town of Greece and ashamed that I ever even employed him. I thought that he should have resigned then. I feel he should resign now and apologize to all residents of Greece. I've voiced that opinion many times. Please do so. Nothing else will be accepted.